Hello, isang magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. A blessed day and welcome to the initial telecast of Good Vibes. Ako po si Jerry Liao at kasama po natin ngayon si Doc AJ Chua. Doc AJ, how are you?
Hi, Sir Jerry. Hello to everybody. Okay, I'm fine. Thank God, I'm fine.
Yes. And I would like to thank the Lord kasi alam kong busy ka but you made time for our program. So thank you God, no? Well, Doc AJ, bago tayo magsimula, let us give a backgrounder sa ating mga viewers what the program is all about, yung Good Vibes, no? So basically, this is just a discussion about life in general, hindi ba? Kasi ang daming nangyayari sa buhay natin ngayon. So we are here to somehow provide them somewhat guidance perhaps, no? Mga tips, di ba? Kung paano ba kumaga sa malalagpasan yung mga challenges and at the same time to have good vibes.
Wow, tama yan. We need good vibes lalo na ngayong pandemic na ang taas-taas ng mga cases.
Right. Good vibes lang, no? So, ang title natin, Doc AJ, for this day is Better Than Before. Kasi nga, New Year lang natin. So, karamihan, actually, gusto talagang mapabuti yung buhay. They want to become better, no? But the problem is, how? Hindi ba? Paano? Diba? So siguro, Doc AJ, can you give us a brief siguro, paano ba talaga magkaroon ng sabihin natin a better 2022?
Okay. So first of all, syempre, Happy New Year to all of the viewers. Syempre, as we start the year, we want to start it right. Di ba? Parang parating, we want to have a reset every time. But actually, we can always reset naman. Mas din naman New Year, but New Year will be one of the best times. So how can we have a better you? If you ask me, dapat holistic. Dapat mag-improve tayo in areas of our physical, okay, sa social life natin, sa spiritual life natin, and in our intellectual life, of course, in our career, in our family relationships. So I hope it will be a balanced way of improving ourselves. Hindi lang yung, kasi pag nadidig mo improvement, isipin na ay, pampayaman lang yan. Gusto ko mag-improve lang ng career. Ang goal ko lang magpayaman. I hope it's more than that. It should be holistic.
Right. So, just to add, no, Doc AJ, siguro yung family, no? Kailangan kasama yan. The relationship with parents or the relationship with the children, kung kayo ay may asawa na, may pamilya na, di ba? So, that's very important as well. And as you said, career, so yung spiritual, no? Doc AJ, spiritual life, no? Kailangan mag-improve yan. So, gusto ko lang itanong sa iyo, Doc AJ, setting goals, for example, no? So, gusto ko 2022, ganito mangyayari. Importante ba yung mag-set ng goals?
Yes. Kasi, sabi nga nila, if you plan to fail, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So dapat, magpa-plan tayo. And setting goals like, iking gusto kong ma-attain is better than no goals at all. For instance, like sa akin, actually, simple lang naman ang goal ko for physical kasi medyo tamad ako mag-exercise. So last year, my goal was to exercise 5 minutes a day. 5 minutes lang Aba, hindi ko pa nagawa everyday. Pero dahil nag-set ako ng goal, if you ask me, siguro out of 365 days, I was able to do it half of the year. So, it's better than no goal at all. So, this year, same pa rin yung goal kasi hindi ko pa na-attain. So, yun ang point ko of setting a goal. Like, for instance, when I was a student, for all the viewers, teacher ko po si Sir Jerry. Kaya sanay po kung tawagin siyang Sir Jerry. He's my computer professor when I was in Saint School. Actually, when I was a Saint School student, my goal was to graduate magna cum laude. Yun ang goal. But since hindi ko na-attain, nag-cum laude lang ako. Which means, kung hindi ako nag-goal, wala na. Pati any honors, wala. Yon. So that's the importance of setting goals.
Huwag mo masyadong ipaglakas, i-announce yan, Doc. Nahalata yung edad ko.
Hindi naman, konting-konti lang ang you're older a little.
Pero Doc AJ, no, I'm glad you said that in as far as goal is concerned. But how different is goal to resolution? Di ba madalas natin narinig yun? New Year's resolution. May pagkakaiba ba yun sa setting goals?
For me, pag goal, we should make it more concrete. Like in management, they will always say SMART. Your goal should be SMART. SMART, di ba? It should be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic ba o relative? Relevant, and time-bound. Okay? Kasi pag sa akin, ang ginagamit ko lang, SAM, para mas maikli. Specific, attainable, measurable. Yun ang ginagamit ko para mabilis lang. So, a goal is very specific. Like yung sinabi ko kanina, I want to exercise 5 minutes a day, time-bound. Para after one day, malalaman ko, na-attain ko ba o hindi. Pag sometimes, some people, tabag na sila mag-New Year's resolution kasi sabihin nila, parati naman gumagawa ng New Year's resolution pero walang nangyayari. Actually, same naman with goals eh. Even if you keep on making goals, but you don't have the perseverance, you don't have the grit to follow through, wala rin mangyayari. Hanggang goal lang siya. So talaga, it will be good to be able not only to have goals, but you should be determined how am I gonna achieve it and discipline. Kunyari, like ako, kulang nga ako sa discipline. Pag minsan, tinatamad ako, 5 minutes man lang, ayaw ko mag-exercise. Sorry to say.
Saka, Dok, ang iksi naman ng 5 minutes mo.
5 minutes pa lang, hindi ko na-attain. Paano ko pa itataas? Yun. Kaya dapat yung goal mo, wag mo na sobrang. Kunyari lang, ginawa kong goal. I will exercise 1 hour every day. Wala na. Feeling ko, maski one time, wala akong magagawa. So I start small steps. For me, I take baby steps.
Okay. Pero alam mo, Doc, gamitin natin example yung goal mo, no? Exercise. Gamitin natin yan dun sa SAM or dun sa SMART, the SMART.
Sige.
How will you apply yung letter S, specific dun sa iyong goal?
Specific. It's about exercising.
Okay. So, yun na yung letter S mo, specific. Okay. Number 2, yung measurable.
Measurable, 5 minutes. 5 minutes lang. So, ma-measure ka siya.
Okay. Tapos yung attainable.
For me, attainable dapat kasi hindi nga 1 hour eh. 5 minutes lang eh. Yun, dapat attainable yun sa akin.
Okay. But Doc, let's say for example, you set it for 5 minutes. Then later on, okay naman kahit increase mo siya, no? For as long as attainable mo pa din. Tama ba?
Yes, oo. Actually, the goal is always to increase it every time. Let's say, kasi ako mas mahilig ako magbasa rather than exercising. So actually dati, let's say I started with, I want to read, let's say, 1 book a month. So that's 12 books in a year. So nung na-attain ko na, every year, nagdadagdag ako. And then this time, my goal is to read 1 book a week. So far, na-attain ko na siya for the past few years. So pero to tweak it, what I do is, instead of just reading 52 books a year, I want to kasi hindi naman puro puro counseling books or whatever. I also I love reading fiction books, yung mga ganon, like mga mystery. So gusto ko medyo balance. Out of the 52 books, hindi lahat kunyari puro mga stories lang, but 52 books should be out of that, half of it sana counseling related, or let's say it's spiritually related, something like that.
Right. Hindi natatanong ng ating mga televiewers, no, si Doc AJ actually is a registered guidance counselor, hindi ba? Kaya yun ang binabasa mo.
Yes, mahilig ako ayun, ang dami-dami libro. Totoo itong background ko kasi mahilig talaga ako magbasa. Ako
ang hindi.
Ay, di ba yan? Akala ko totoo yan. Background lang pala yan. Virtual.
Yung sinasabi mong yun ba yung relevant? Ibig sabihin, it's relevant to your profession. Tama ba?
Yes. Let's say in terms of exercising, it's relevant to my health. Kasi kung di nyo lang alam, syempre, okay, now I'm already 50 years old, but I've been taking cholesterol maintenance since I was 40. 40 pa lang ako, ang taas na ng cholesterol ko. Actually, hindi 40. I started at 26. Wow. When I was 26 years old, the first time I had my blood test, it was 280. Wow. Cholesterol level, sobrang taas. Pero at the time, sabi ng doc, you don't need to take medicine, bata ka pa. You change your diet, mag-exercise ka. Kaya, tamad. Tapos mahilig pa ako kumain ng mga meat, hindi ako mahilig magkain ng vegetable. So now, pati yan na nasa goal, like, eat more vegetables. Ay, mga ganun.
Eat more
to be more healthy.
Meat.
And more, less junk food, less chocolates. Ang daming bawal? Oo.
Pero alam mo, Doc, ang tagal na tayo magkakilala, you don't strike me as someone who loves to eat junk food. Wala, hindi ko alam.
Kasi hindi mo ako nakikita. Let's say, kung nanonood kami ng TV or nagbabasa, even when I burn the midnight oil, like studying, I need to eat something. Kung nagugutom, I eat 5 meals a day. Okay. So yung meals, ang problema ko sa snacks, junk food.
Okay. Tapos, Doc, yung letter T, yung last, yung time-bound, how do you apply it?
Ang time-bound ko, di ba sabi ko, 5 minutes in 1 day. So, may time-bound siya. It means after 1 day, I can measure, nagawa ko ba o hindi? Yun. So, yun ang time-bound ko. Or let's say, kunyari lang if it's a medyo long term, like I want to save, kunyari, I want to save 10,000 every month. So may time bound, it's monthly. So minsan kasi pwedeng annually or daily, depende po.
Okay, kasi kung wala kang time bound, lalagpas at lalagpas yan, hindi ba? Before you know it, hindi mo na nami-meet yung goal. Di ba?
Year 2023 na, wala pang nangyari sa buhay natin.
Oo. Well, ito, Doc AJ, gusto ko itanong sa'yo, nabanggit mo nga kanina na most people, including us, no, who set goals or resolution, most of the time, more often than not, they fail. Hindi ba? So gusto ko tanungin sa'yo, can you provide us some parang tips or strategies? How do we increase the chances na matupad natin itong mga goals na sinet natin?
Okay. One is to don't make too many goals. Okay? Basta yung for you, pinaka-importante lang. Okay? For instance, I would suggest every aspect of your life, maybe 1 or 2 goals each lang. Let's say, 2 physical goals, 2 spiritual goals, 2 relational goals, 2, let's say, intellectual goals, let's say maybe 2 related to your, let's say, career, parang ganon. Tapos, write it down. You can put it in your cell phone now. Nilalagay ko na sa Evernote. Or if you want, you have, let's say, a journal, a notebook. Para from, let's say, every week, you can review it. Para weekly ang review, nagawa ko ba o hindi? Para recalibrate ka agad. Kasi minsan nakakatawa. Nag-isip nga tayo, but tapos sinulat mo na sa papel. Nawala na siya. So, if you don't review it, nakakalimutan. And it would also be good if you have an accountability partner. Let's say, kung meron kang good friend na parang you can exchange your goals and you check up on one another. Kunyari, sasabihin ko, nagawa mo na ba goals mo? Di ba sabi mo sa akin ganito? So we check up on one another. I think mas kaya. Let's say, dati, may kasabay pa ako mag-swimming. Si Juliet. So, once a week, we want to go to YMCA and swim. Dati kasi nasa downtown kami. So minsan, maski pag-gising ko, ang tamad-tamad ko, I want to go back to swim. Ang labig-labig ng panahon, di ba? Isipin ko, hindi pwede. Hinintay ko ni Judith. Nahiya ako. Yun. So napipilitan ako mag-exercise. So same. Going to the gym, cycling. Now, syempre, pandemic, di ba? So a lot of people just go cycling. Tapos, syempre, kung may kasama ka, wag mo na don't talk too much lang. Exercise na lang. Yun. So it would be good to, yun na nga, make realistic goals and then write it down, review it, let's say weekly, to make sure na you're on track. Tapos if you fail, I would suggest, don't get discouraged kaagad na, nag-fail ako, sige, I'm gonna stop. Sayang. When you fail, habol na lang. Okay? O parang you try to just catch up para mag-improve ka in maski one step at a time. And let's say after 1 year, kahit pa nag-improve ka, kahit konti.
I was about to ask you nga kasi nga you always, yun nga sabi ko kanina, more often than not we fail, no, pero sabi mo nga even if we fail, no, we can always bounce back, we can always start again. Tama ba, Doc?
Tama. Yes. At saka usually even though nag-fail tayo, kunyari naka 3 steps ka, tapos nahulog ka or tinamad ka, maski nag-1 ka, nakapag-improve ka na ng 2 steps so that's better than 0. Yun.
Right. Oo, tama. Tapos, nabanggit mo kanina, Doc AJ, na one of the reasons why people fail, no, in achieving their goals is because medyo kulang sila sa patience and determination. No? Sabi mo, you have to be determined talaga. So, I would like to ask you, how do you develop that patience and determination para ma-achieve mo yung goals mo?
Okay. So siguro, if you ask me, dapat you should be very clear of what you want to do in life. What is your dream? And that should be the one to keep you going on. Kasi maski, there will be times tatamarin ka talaga or pagod ka. But if you have the dream, like, okay, I want to graduate. Like there's a guy who graduated top last year. Si Al Christian, I forgot his surname, okay? But he graduated top of the Chemical Engineering Board exam. So, tapa, number 1. And sabi niya nga, ang ganda ng review sa kanya, I also included that in my recent video on grit. Kasi nga, sabi niya parang, he did not let financial constraints because he did not come from a rich family. Like his dad was a company driver. Tapos sabi niya, but dahil ang dream niya is to be able to, finish his chemical engineer. And of course, sa board exam, he wants to, for him, of course, to pass and hopefully in flying colors. So, sabi niya, ang talagang nagpasigasig sa kanya is his dream. So, if you have a dream, then you should remember, okay, why am I doing this in the first place? Dapat may goal ka. Kunyari, if you're Manny Pacquiao, di ba? Why am I training so hard? Kasi you want to bring glory to God, for the Filipino, and of course, for your family and everything. Tapos, and then, talaga dapat meron ka, if possible, you put it into your schedule. Dapat nasa schedule. Kasi kung wala sa schedule, like kunyari, pag ako, dapat, I should exercise what time. I also have my, as a spiritual goal. So for me, it's, I read the Bible in the morning and in the evening. So I make it a point now, before I do anything else, okay, I read. Or before I go to sleep, I read the Bible. So my time frame talaga siya. Kasi pag wala, so many things can just eat up your time. And before you know it, yung mga important things, hindi na natin nagkagawa.
Oo, sa dami pa ng distractions, di ba, Doc?
Diba? O, tapos kunyari, like sabi mo nga, distraction. Sample, there's nothing wrong in social media. But, let's say, sabi, ay, titignan ko lang yung mga bagong chismis sa Facebook, yung mga friendship ko. Tapos, pag hindi mo tinatime, ay, naka 4 hours ka na. Or, Netflix. O, diba? These things are not wrong. It's okay. We need rest and recreation, but we have to limit the time. So ngayon, ako may time ko na yan. Let's say, because one of the things I do in Facebook is, of course, I greet my friends. Their birthdays. I greet them. Whether or not ina-announce ni Facebook, alam ko yan. So hinahanap ko sila pag wala sila sa Facebook na reminder, hahanapin ko yan. So ginigreet ko sila everyday. Everyday, iba-ibang friends. Tapos, but I will time. After around 15, kaya sabi ko 15 or 30 minutes lang max. Kasi syempre minsan, you want to say your condolences, somebody gets sick, you want to say get well soon. So for me, it's also a ministry. It's through the social media I minister to them, but I limit it. Let's say 30 minutes. After that, I close it, I do other stuff. Yun. So Netflix is the same. Let's say, kunyari sabi mo, every night, let's say, if you're gonna watch, then ay maximum. How many episodes? Ayun. Kasi kung hindi, you want to look at the ending, baka hanggang tomorrow morning, nanonood ka na. Hindi ka na matutulog.
You can schedule a particular day, let's say weekend, no? Doon ka ba ng kung anong movie gusto mo.
Pwede. Pwede.
So in other words, Doc, kailangan talaga kahit papaano organize ka, no? In your goals.
Yes.
No?
And before, one of my favorite authors, si Dr. Charles Swindoll, he said if you want to succeed, dapat may tatlong letter D. You have determination, you should have discipline, you should have diligence. Yun, importante itong tatlo. Dapat determined ka na, tapos masipag ka pa, tapos disiplinado ka na. A disciplined person is, you do it whether you feel like it or not. Yun ang iba sa diligence. Diligence is sipag Pero lahat tayo masipag naman, kaya naman na. Ang problema natin kulang discipline.
Yes. Na parang, you have to be accountable to yourself as well because you made a commitment, dapat gawin mo, hindi ba?
Yes. At saka for me, ang isang motivation ko is, I'm doing this, whatever I do. Sabi nga sa Bible, di ba? Whatever you do, whether you eat or drink, you do it for the glory of God. So since I'm doing this for God, then that motivates me to be a better version of myself because it's not about me. It's because I want to glorify God. I want to help more people. Yun.
Tama yun. So, tapos ito, Doc, bago tayo pumunta sa mga questions ng ating mga televiewers, no? In setting goals, okay lang ba, Doc, na mag-set ako ng goals na parang napakataas? Although, sabi natin, di ba, it has to be attainable. Pero hanggang saan? No? Hanggang saan ako pwede mag-set? Kasi di ba, Doc, minsan merong mga nag-set ng goals. Gusto ko maging ganito. Pero kahit anong gawin, talagang hindi niya maaabot yun. Parang gano'n. Ano? So, paano, ano yung how attainable is attainable? Parang gaano ba kalayo pwede ako mag-set? Ganon.
If you ask me, parang I would want that people, I would challenge people to dream big. You dream big. There's no problem in dreaming big. Like, you want to, let's say, I want to do a lot of things. Okay? You want to achieve a lot of things. Wala naman masama yun. Pero like sabi mo nga, iba yung attainable. Okay? Kunyari lang gusto ko maging sikat na singer. Tingnan mo naman boses ko, napakababa. Hindi na yung tataas. Okay? So I also have to be realistic based on my talents, based on, and then of course, I would have to see, kunyari, let's say singing. Let's say yung ganung range ng boses ko ba, magiging sikat ba ako? And then, in how many years ako sisikat? How can I earn money with that? So kasi kung hindi, then maybe singing will just be a hobby for me, but not a profession. But a profession, it should be something na, of course, I'm passionate about, but dapat may skill ako nun. Because I believe God has given to us different skill set, different abilities, different personality, different desires, and different burdens. Iba-iba. Let's say, for me, I like helping people, so I can do that through counseling, through giving talks like this. Kaya, if I have the chance when people ask me to join them for talks, kasi for me, talks like this are prevention. Usually kasi pag pumunta sila for me to counseling, may problema na. But when I give talks like this, we hope it would give people more information para they would know, pag nag-fail pala, pwede pa ulit mag-bounce back. Yung mga ganon, kasi mga nadidepress na sila, tapos pagod sila pumunta sa atin.
Right. Kaya nga napakaganda ng ministry mo, Doc, no? And basically, ang napulot ko sa sinabi mo in setting goals, we have to be realistic. Parang ganon. Realistic. Kaya mo ba talaga? Do you have that skills? Do you have that parang talent to do that, no? Tapos, yun nga, most of the time, ang motivation dito, Doc AJ, is monetary, hindi ba? Yung motivation, ano? And if let's say they fail to meet it, disappointed na sila, di ba? Umaabot so, yun siguro yung huling tanong ko sa iyo, how do we avoid reaching that point or that level na madi-disappoint tayo? Meron bang parang mga warning signals yan?
Mahirap yan, mga warning signals. Siguro pag ako, okay, maybe it's just like this. Of course, you don't give up the first time you fail. Okay. But let's say after second time, third time, you really fail, then maybe I would ask some mentors. I would ask, why did I fail? Can you help me? Do you think, do I have what it takes to be in this certain position? We just have to accept. Sometimes kasi we need to try before, alam mo, may talent pala ako dito, kaya ko pala to, at gagaling ako dito. But sometimes after trying, let's say for instance, I've tried, people think dahil madaldal ako, I'll be a very good president, let's say of a fellowship. But I started as PRO kasi machika nga ako, di ba? I like making people feel at home. PRO. Tapos sabi niya, Jeanette, i-promote ka namin, di naging secretary ako. For them, that's a promotion, secretary. Tapos di vice president na ako. Tapos nung president, sabi ko, hindi na talaga ako pang president. Ayoko. But sabi niya, try mo. I tried it, alam mo, siguro, I think twice or thrice, it's a failure. Kasi hindi nga ako, it's really not in me to, you have to command people, you have to follow up on things, and then you have to see the big picture. Hindi ako ganun. Sabi ko, alam mo, I don't need the promotion. Kasi alam ko yung galing ko, it's with people. I can be a PRO forever. I don't care about titles. So I think it's also up to you to know what you want and what are your skills and how do you want to make this world a better place. Yun. So based on the skills that God has given you, iba-iba yan.
Yes, where you're good at and yung nag-e-enjoy ka, you're happy.
Tama, yes.
Yes, tama. Okay, Doc AJ, ang dami nating mga questions bago natin yan natin ng oras tong mga.
Sure.
But before that, alam niyo po si Doc AJ ay actually maraming nasa social media siya at meron siyang YouTube channel, no? So let me just share this, Doc AJ. Ito. Tandali Yan, unang-una, no, sa itong Good Vibes, itong program natin, no, you can actually follow us on Facebook, no, facebook.com/godtoday. Meron din tayo sa Instagram, instagram.com/godtodayph, and of course you can email us your questions, godtodayph@gmail.com, no. Tapos si Doc AJ, meron din mga channels siya. Doc AJ, perhaps you can announce ano yung mga channels mo?
Yeah, you can join us at facebook.com adjusting your heart. But the adjusting walang D. It's not kasi AJ, that's my nickname. Ate Jeanette, okay? Or in IG, it's also in IG docs _AJ_Chua, and then in YouTube, it's AJ, it's adjusting your heart. So mag-subscribe kayo so you can check out some of the videos that I've made about mental health and relationships.
Yes. Actually, marami ako natututunan sa mga videos mo. And how often, Doc, do you upload mga videos mo?
We upload 2 videos every Friday. Like today, we uploaded how to enhance your AQ, your adversity quotient part 2. And then it's one in English and one in Amoy in Chinese. Because some people, they depending on if you want to hear it in English or in Chinese. So every week, every Friday po, 5 p.m., we upload that.
So weekly yan, meron kayong video na ina-upload. Okay. Grabe, hindi ko yata kaya yan, Doc. Okay, so balik po tayo sa ating programang Good Vibes. You're watching Good Vibes dito po sa God Today. And now, Doc, we're going to accommodate yung mga tinanong sa atin, kasi we announced this in social media and we invited people to ask their questions. At ito yung ilan sa mga nakuha natin. So number 1, Doc, how can we, siguro nasagot mo ito kanina pero how can we monitor our progress if we are improving or not? What is the timeline?
Okay. It will depend on your goal because some of our goals are daily, some are weekly, some are monthly. But it would be good if you could come up with your own checklist. Okay? Para kung may checklist ka or like ay sabi ko nga, sulatin mo lang sa cellphone. Tapos kung may checklist ka, kunyari, gawa ka lang. Check ka lang. Okay, today I exercise 5 minutes. Check ka lang. So you would know. So be creative or pwedeng you can also reward yourself. Let's say, if I did this, let's say consecutively for 1 month, I'm gonna reward myself with something. Another check and balance would be, having an accountability partner. That would be great.
Mm-hmm. So pwede pala, no, yung i-motivate mo yung sarili mo by giving yourself some rewards, no?
Yes.
Kahit na ice cream lang o whatever.
Oo, masaya na.
Masaya na.
Yes.
Okay, ito yung next question natin, Doc AJ. I am already nearing my 60s. Sabi niya,
wow.
Pwede pa ba akong magbago? May pag-asa pa ba ako?
Yes. Habang buhay pa tayo, may pag-asa. Okay, so we can change. It depends on what you want to change. But ang importante, you should have the desire. Tapos kunyari, sabi mo, ay, ba't hindi ko alam paano mag-change? Alam mo ngayon, ang ganda nga ng, let's say, sa YouTube, let's say, sabi mo, okay, how to, let's say, become more creative. Ang dami nang lalabas. So whatever you want to learn, let's say, or sabi mo, how to cook lasagna, you want to learn that. Or sometimes if it's not through YouTube, you can ask a friend or somebody who's good at the thing that you want to work on. And let's say if it's a character trait naman, let's say, gusto mo maging mas patient. Then, kausapin mo yung somebody that you really admire na alam mo yung madalang lang magalit. Yun. Kasi parang, pare, paano mo nagkagawa yan? Paano ka parating cool? Ayun. Then that person can teach you yung mga first-hand experiences nila.
Right. And you can learn from their mistakes na rin. Hindi ba sinasabi?
Yes.
Yung mga
tama. Ay, sir, may naalala ko habang sinasabi mo. So I would encourage our viewers, if they can join what we call an accountability group or a small group. Sa church kasi, di ba, ang tawag small group eh. Or you can call it accountability group. Kasi kung may group ka nga, let's say, tapos medyo ka-age mo pa yung mga tao, whether you're a working professional, let's say, sabi mo, you're nearing 60, then you can exchange ideas na malalaman from other, yung nearing senior, ay, ang dami pa pala nila nagagawa. Like some seniors, they still achieve a lot because they never stop learning and they never stop parang wanting to grow as a person. And that makes life interesting. And that's also a prevention for becoming depressed once you retire. Kasi may ginagawa ka pa, tapos enjoy ka pa sa buhay.
Yes. Mas Doc, mas fulfilled ka, hindi ba? Oo. Ito, pwede nyo ba kaming bigyan ng ideas kung paano at saan madadagdagan ng aming kita? Okay. Actually, Doc, ito katulad ng binanggit.
Ikaw yata dapat sumagot yun eh.
Hindi tulad ng binanggit mo nga kanina, no? First of all, tignan mo yung passion mo. Saan ka magaling, no? Saan ka masaya, hindi ba? Tapos yun nga the internet is actually providing a lot of opportunities kasi nga nasa pandemic tayo, no? Pero ang dami online, no? Alam mo, Doc, magugulat ka. Even yung pagturo ng gitara, how to play guitar, pwede mo pagkakitaan yun online because of
wow.
So let's say for example, ikaw gusto mo matutong magpiano or let's say maggitara, marunong ako, Zoom lang tayo, no? And I
galing
via video, no? And I can charge per hour, hindi ba?
Yes,
so,
yes.
Is another one, and of course yung selling items is another. Yung language, Doc. Yung gusto mo magturo ng language, let's say gusto mo matuto ng Chinese, Korean, online, no? Tapos mag-charge,
yes,
di ba? Tapos yun sa mga BPOs, ang laki ng kinikita sa mga BPOs,
yes,
lang, Doc, yung adjustment kasi nga,
oo, panggabi.
Yes, tama ka. But it pays good, no? Kasi gabi yun, no? Parang sabi nga nila night shift, parang ganyan, no? Kasi so ang dami talaga, Doc, yung opportunity. So ito, kung saan daw pwede, paano madagdagan? Well, ang dami po talaga. Kailangan lang po tayo una, alamin nyo po saan po tayo mahusay, saan po tayo parang masaya sa ginagawa, no? Para hindi tayo tamarin. Di ba? If you don't love what you're doing, you'll get bored. Parang, ay, nako. It becomes parang a routine. Di ba? Parang gano'n, no?
Tama.
What you're doing, yung passion mo, it's like, parang naglalaro. Di ba? Tapos, reward na yun, yung kinikita mo, hindi ba?
Tama. Very good.
Yes. Ito pa, number 5. Nako, mukhang sa akin na naman ito. Paano po ba kami mas makakaipon ngayong taong 2022?
Bagay sa'yo yan.